Welcome to today's Strength Conversation. I'm Jane Liebecker, coming to you from Seattle, Washington, and I am an Eddie Villa certified coach. And we love to use the Gallup-Clifton Strengths Finders assessment as one of our tools.
Absolutely. I am Annetta Fields. I too am an Eddie Villa certified coach, joining you from Laurel, Maryland. And just as Jane stated, I use the Gallup Strengths Assessment as a tool in my coaching business as well. We have with us today.
Hi, I'm Ruth Furr, and I am actually an Eddie Villa certified coach as well. I am joining you from Virginia.
Awesome.
Welcome.
We're so grateful to have you with us today, Ruth. So, could you share with us what your dominant domains are?
Yes, so I have, do you want the number as well?
That's fine.
So
Sure.
I have 4 relationship building, 3 strategic thinking, and 3 executing. And that means that I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to connect with the right people, think, create, and learn, and get things done the right way.
Superpowers. We love
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. How did you learn about strengths, Ruth?
Oh, so I found, well, I guess, yeah, I found Eddie Villa online,
Mm,
and he was doing, lots of different webinars, and I would join in on, he had the Saturday workshops, and
hmm
I would join in on those. Then I had the opportunity to actually coach with him in a small group and did that. And that just naturally led to doing the certification program.
Nice.
And I certified through his first group, his first crop of coaches. So I
Oh,
haven't looked back. It's been pretty amazing.
that's amazing. Can you tell us how it felt when you first learned about your strengths?
So, I mean, when I first, it was like, what in the world does this mean? Right? Trying to figure it out. But then as I learned more and okay, well, what does this mean? Read more about it. It was very and is still very empowering to
Mm,
understand why I think the way I think, why I do the things that I do and the way that I do them. And also, I think one of the most important things is that I don't have to duplicate other people. I don't have to try to do something the way they do it. I can be me. And at the same time, I think not only did I learn my value, but I also, other people's value has greatly increased. And I see it everywhere, whether I'm on the street, it doesn't matter the condition that I see a person, whatever they're in, I know they have value just because I know more about strengths. So,
that's
Wow, that's
awesome.
great. Where is context? Because we're talking about context today, that strength.
yeah,
Where is that in your top 10?
it is my number 5. I
Your
knew you'd get
strength.
excited. Yeah, I knew y'all would get excited.
Oh my goodness. So, for those who may not know what context is, we're just going to give them Gallup's take on what it means. So, context is it says people strong in context enjoy thinking about the past. They understand the present by researching its history. What would you say about that, Ruth? Does that stand true for you?
So, the way it works for me is when I am going into a situation, okay, like your request to interview me, I'll use this as an example.
Okay.
Um, it's something new, right? And I hesitate on something new.
Mhm.
But what I can do is I real quickly, so y'all know what those old fashioned jukeboxes where they had the 45s and it was a clear glass, it was looked
Yes.
like 100 of them in there, and you punch the number in and it real quickly scanned through till it found the right one. So what I do is I real quickly, it's like that. I flip through situations in my past, just scroll through them, and I find ones that match the situation. And it helps me to make the correct decision. Okay, can I do this? Should
Mhm.
I do this
Mhm.
or not? Right. So it's all in pictures. It's really interesting how it works. So I
Wow.
don't know. Yeah.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So if context is your number 5 or your anchor strength, what is your number 1 strength?
Number one is restorative.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay. Likes to fix problems.
I
Yeah.
do. And I see problems, which can get me in trouble sometimes because I see problems, I and think in pictures and I talk it out and people think that's all I see are problems.
Yeah.
So I'm learning with my context to how to manage that.
That's pretty amazing. So I love those examples that you gave. So Jane.
So how do you think your restorative influences your number 5 strength, context?
So because I like to see problems and fix them, I've got this whole jukebox, right? I've got all these video clips of situations. So when I counter a problem, my restorative immediately asks my context, okay, hey, anything in the past that'll help us out here? And I
Mm,
fly through and I may come up with 3, 4 different scenarios that I get to try out to see which one is going to fit. Or sometimes we get to try a couple different things.
that is amazing. And so with that being said, what do you really like about context?
So I love that it is in pictures for me. I love that it helps me a lot during stressful moments, even. So this morning, my mother had a procedure done. It was actual surgery that it's a routine thing. And I wasn't hearing back like I normally would on how things went. And there was quite a bit of delay. So I had a couple of choices at that point. I could start worrying and fretting over, oh, wow, I haven't heard. Or I used my context. Hey, she does this every 8 weeks, right? She's never had a problem before. And I can trust God because I can look back and see how he's been faithful. It helped me to say, okay, I haven't heard yet. I will when it's time. And just totally just give it to God and just trust that I would hear. And I did.
Mhm.
And everything was fine. So
I
That's
love
good.
that. We
Everything's fine.
call that having receipts. You have receipts that you can look back at.
yeah, that's another way of saying it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Ruth, what would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence about taking this Gallup Clifton Strengths Assessment?
I would say get off the fence. I think, as I expressed before, it's one of the most important things with taking that strengths assessment and then learning about it is realizing your value.
Mm,
And I see so much these days of people just not getting their value. They are going through the motions. They don't realize we need them in this world. We need exactly who they are. We need them to be who they are. And I think the
Yeah.
strengths assessment is a great way to find out who you are and then learn to live in that every
mhm.
day.
Perfectly said. Thanks for sharing about your context today. I thought it was really interesting and informative and educational.
And enlightening.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate sharing.